The night before the counterattack, the front line did not sleep. Cold wind cut through torn uniforms. Smoke hung low over the ruined village, mixing with the stench of oil and cordite. Somewhere in the dark, artillery thundered slow, deliberate, relentless. Each impact shook the frozen earth like a warning. They were surrounded, encircled on 3 sides. Outnumbered nearly 5-1. Maps said this position was already lost. The men knew it. Boots sank in the mud churned by tank tracks and shell craters. Rifles were checked again and again. Hands trembled not from fear alone, but from exhaustion. 3 days without real sleep. 2 days without warm food. Ammunition running low. Air support gone. Radio contact fading. Impossible odds. One soldier stared at the horizon, where distant flares lit the sky in ghostly white. "So this is how it ends," he whispered. No one answered. Then footsteps approached. Boots steady, unhurried. The commander stepped into the shallow command trench, helmet dusted with ash, coat torn at the shoulder. His face was hard, lined by weeks of fighting. His eyes were calm. Too calm for a man standing on the edge of annihilation. He unfolded the map. "The enemy believes we're finished," he said. His voice was low, controlled. "They think we'll break at first light." A pause. "They're wrong." A few heads lifted. He stabbed a finger at the map. "Their armor is massed here. Their infantry here. They expect us to defend." Another pause. Longer this time. "We won't." Murmurs spread through the trench. "We attack," he continued, "at dawn. Straight through their center." Someone laughed short, bitter. "With what tanks?" A sergeant asked. "With what men?" The commander met his eyes. "With everything we have left." Silence. Then the commander leaned closer. "They're confident. That's their weakness. Their artillery is angled forward. Their reserves are thin. If we punch through here, hard and fast, we break them. And if we fail?" Someone asked. The commander didn't hesitate. "Then we die fighting." No speeches, no false promises. Just truth, and that was enough. Dawn came gray and brutal. The first artillery barrage slammed into enemy positions before the sun cleared the horizon. Guns roared until barrels glowed. The ground convulsed. Dirt, steel, and bodies were thrown skyward. Then the order came, advance. Men rose from cover and charged into the smoke. Machine guns opened up, cutting down the first wave. Tanks lurched forward, engines screaming, tracks grinding over wreckage. Infantry followed close, using the armor as moving cover. The battlefield erupted. Shells struck steel hulls with bone-shaking force. One tank burned, then another. Flames clawed into the sky. Screams echoed through the chaos. Still, they advanced. The commander moved with them, shouting orders, redirecting squads, pulling wounded men to safety. When a radio operator was killed, he grabbed the handset himself, calling in fire missions under direct enemy observation. Artillery, adjust fire, 50 meters forward. Ow! Explosions tore open the enemy line. For a moment, just a moment, the impossible wavered. Enemy units hesitated. Officers screamed orders. Defensive fire faltered as shock spread through their ranks. They had prepared to receive a broken defense. Not this. A lone tank pushed through the smoke, cannon blazing, crushing an anti-tank gun beneath its tracks. Infantry poured in behind it, grenades flying, rifles barking. Street by street, trench by trench, meter by meter. Blood soaked the snow. At the center of the line, the commander climbed onto the wreckage of a destroyed vehicle, exposed to enemy fire, and raised his arm. Forward, He roared, "Now!" The men surged. By midday, the encirclement was broken. Enemy units fell back in disarray. What was meant to be a killing ground became a corridor of escape. Reinforcements finally broke through from the rear, sealing the victory. The cost was brutal. Too many bodies left behind. Too many names that would never answer roll call again. But they had survived, against doctrine, against numbers, but against fate. Later, higher command would study the battle, analysts would argue. Historians would write about terrain, timing, and tactics. They would say the counterattack was bold, unorthodox, decisive. But the men who were there knew the truth. It came down to one moment, one leader, one decision made under fire. When defeat was certain and surrender tempting, he chose to attack. And because of that choice, they lived.